I owe y'all an apology because I actually forgot to tell y'all to read the story. So it's on 655 in the book. I mean, if you want to read it, it's actually a really good story. If you've read the Odyssey or the Iliad, which is actually a part of it, it takes place after the Iliad. It's the story of Agamemnon. All right, first I'm going to tell you about the author. His name was Aeschylus. Aeschylus was born in Eleusis, a Greek town near Athens, 525 BC. He was the first of the Greek tragedians, preceding both Sophocles and Euripides, and is credited by many as having invented tragic drama. Aeschylus added a second actor, and this is what set his plays apart from other playwrights, as Sophocles and Euripides, because it added a new range of dramatic possibilities. Aeschylus wrote nearly 90 plays, however, only 7 have survived to the modern era. And I thought that was really important because when we talked about how we don't know how much of the works were preserved, from back then, the fact that he wrote 90 and only 7 were preserved, we don't know if something was written that was actually better than Agamemnon, because this was actually considered one of the great works of that time. Agamemnon is actually part of a trilogy, which is called the Aristia, and the other 2 parts were the libation bearers and the Eumenides. The trilogy, the only such work to survive from ancient Greece, is considered by many critics to be the greatest Athenian tragedy ever written because of its poetry and the strength of its characters. Alright, so basically, the story is about Agamemnon returning home from his victory at Troy. And the reason he went to Troy was because when he first came into power in his land, which was Mycenae, I think that's what, or Mycenae, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but they made a pact that if the, let me just fast forward here. Yes, Mycenae, that's what it's called, my fault. If the ruler of Mycenae's wife was taken, then everyone would, gather arms to return her home. So Paris, who was a Trojan prince, stole Helen from Agamemnon's brother. So that's the reason that the Trojan War took place. It was a common theme in Greek mythology or Greek plays was, it's a warrior coming home. It's the same story that happened with Odysseus. That was that entire story. And Agamemnon was gone for 10 years. So when he returned home, he came home with a concubine who was also a Trojan priestess. And she was cursed by Apollo she would have visions, but no one would believe what she would tell them.
Cassandra.
Yeah, Cassandra. And you read it? Well, has anyone read Agamemnon before today? All right. So, in order for Agamemnon to be able to get to Troy, he had to sacrifice his daughter, whose name was Iphigenia, because he had to gain favor with Artemis. Artemis was going to give him favorable winds to be able to travel to Troy. When Iphigenia found out about this, she spent those 10 years of him being away plotting to kill him when he returned. She actually plotted with Agamemnon's cousin. And the reason he was in on it is because Agamemnon's father chopped up 2 of his nephews and fed them to his brother. His nephews were Agamemnon's, his nephews were Aegisthus's brothers. Yeah, there you go. So, I'd be mad too. Let me see.
There's lots of chopping up family members in ancient Greek.
And the weight of history and heritage becomes a major theme of the play. For the family it depicts cannot escape the cursed cycle of bloodshed caused by its previous generation. Some of the key points were that the chorus plays a major part in the play because they are the ones who provide the commentary on the action of the play and also serve as Clytemnestra's advisors. I told you Agamemnon had been going for 10 years, and that the way that Clytemnestra was able to kill him was that when Agamemnon returned, she was pretty much worshiping him, just talking about how great he was, and he said that he didn't want to be put on the same level as the guys because he feared that they would strike him down. And she called him out on his fear, saying that if Priam, who was the king of Troy, if he had won the battle, she laid out like a velvet carpet for him, and threw on these like heavy robes, but he didn't want it. But she said if Priam had won, he would have done it. So pride, being something that men deal with, everybody deals with. He said he would do it. So he wore the robes, he walked on the carpet, and she wanted to bathe him, but she bathed him in the robes. So once she got him into the tub, she killed him with his own sword. She killed him and killed Cassandra. And that's when I said about Cassandra's gift, was Cassandra was given the gift of prophecy by Apollo. But after she did not hold her end of the deal they made, he cursed her so that no one would believe her visions. She told the chorus that both her and Agamemnon would die at the hands of a woman. And in the book it said, she is a lioness. She rears on her hind legs. She beds with the wolf. When her lion king goes ranging, she will kill him. And of course, the chorus, they didn't know whether or not to believe her. They were just confused. And this is a video I found about Mycenae, which is the city that they were in.
Homer said that the army that sacked Troy came from Greece. That it was led by the king of Mycenae, Agamemnon. And this whole era in Greek history has become known as Mycenae. In the legend, 1,000 Mycenaean ships sailed for Troy to bring heaven home. The army besieges Troy for 10 years. But were the Greeks capable of mounting such an expedition together? And could it have been led by a king of Mycenae, like Agamemnon? These magnificent lions have guarded the palace at Mycenae for 3,000 years. In the late Bronze Age, Greece was carved up into independent kingdoms. Each ruler had his own palace. The mighty wall suggested this was the palace of an important king. But for the myth to have substance, this one had to be the most important of all. Home to the Greek king of kings. Professor Spiros Yakovidis has spent most of his career excavating Mycenae. He's part of a team that have just completed a groundbreaking study, an atlas that shows what Mycenae looked like during the Bronze Age, including the road system that linked it to the rest of the country.
We have the citadel of Mycenae here. This is the modern road, which goes up, the black one. And these are the remains of Mycenaean roads. These red things here.
But I mean, y'all good. I don't want to bore y'all with that video. I just want to ask y'all some questions. I mean, let's y'all. Nah. I want to know, can y'all sympathize with Cassandra? Do you think her killing Agamemnon and his concubine was justifiable?
Yeah, probably.
You think so?
I think it was emotional.
No.
No, you don't think it was emotional?
I don't think she should have killed her.
Oh.
How do you think she should have handled it?
Well, think about this as like, in every story I've read that takes place around the Trojan War, Agamemnon is always a jerk. So I'm fine with him getting killed.
Heartless, this class.
Alright, and would you say pride had a role in playing all? Pride had something to do with it? Alright.
And
Yeah,
ego.
probably.
So was it Agamemnon's fault? Or would you say it was just fate that
If he was really virtuous, he wouldn't have been able to get talked into offending the gods and getting the robe and rocking on the carpet. And
When people get killed by other people, I don't think it's fate. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if they drop and die, you know, after eating a salad that was bad, then yeah. But if they get killed, I don't think that's fate. I don't.
You think he brought it on himself?
Yeah, I think he's responsible.
You guys are so funny.
he was kind of a jerk face. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you said he chopped up that person's brothers, right? And fed them to him. I mean, that's like, that's enough.
I think he got his little sister.
He had it coming.
Go away while I'm.